that confuses me more than ever is how we have been programmed and trained to put our dependence and rely on a society that functions off of stereotypes, which that society has proven no desire or no will to kind of remove those stereotypes or resolve those stereotypes, especially when it comes to dealing with black people. You cannot tell me that all these statistics relating to black people, whether it's drug use, gambling, violence, you cannot tell me these are true statistics. Certainly, if you do not go through the procedure to try and alleviate those stereotypes, that shows me right there and then that you are pushing forward the agenda and you do not have any interest in seeing remedy. Because if you wanted to see remedy, I'm sure you're intelligent enough to provide black people with adequate education and funding and the necessary programs beyond the incarceration system to further their education on the importance of sobriety and the importance of accommodating to the standard which quote unquote America has presented. Right, there is no way that you can tell me that solution of just immediately hammering black people without giving us the proper tools is the right way to go. Okay, black people have been through a lot. We need guidance, we need education. Our history is broken, our families are broken, our social dynamics are broken. I'm here to tell you right now, everything in the black community is broken. And unless you can actually admit that and just bring forward a decent initiative that does not have to harm black men in the media, okay, that does not have to harm black men wherever America is concerned, even as far as life-threatening situations, right? It's very hypocritical that the same company and the same countries that legalize dope, that legalize cannabis, for instance, are the same countries that will put you in a mental institution for taking it. Okay, you legalize the liquor, but then you lock the black man up and you accuse him of being under the influence once he takes it. Right? That's just I don't know what to say about your country in that case, because it clearly has no value. It has no means of providing a good change, or at least helping black people to lock out of the systematic traps and the years and years of slavery and oppression that white America has indoctrinated. And since white America has not proposed any remedy or justice to the situation, it is within our means, by any responsibility, to bring the appropriate cause for our own communities by bringing the necessary tools, the equipment, the education, and the people who share a common interest of helping to elevate the black man to really make it out of this trap. Okay, granting somebody the rights to be a human is not progress. That is actually a sign of ultimate failure, that once upon a time you rendered me less of a human being, and you still attempt to do so till this day because of my color. Are you serious? And you want me to give you a round of applause because you finally acknowledged me as a human being? I did that I did that way before you could ever do it. And trust me, you're not fooling anybody at this point. And this is what I'm saying. For as long as you do not know these core facts and the apparent nature of what's going on, I feel like you really need to just gain that grip on reality, just to realize that, listen, at the end of the day, you are only doing yourself harm. Black people built America from the bottom of its roots, okay? When we were taken from Africa, we built this. We built the buildings. We worked on the fields, okay? It was our people, the Africans, don't forget, who actually did their best to put forward an initiative and at least bring some sort of level of should I say, a start to the foundation of America. And you got to understand, like a tree without roots, a country without the builders, without its roots, will eventually fade. The roots of America are black. Everything built from America was taken from Africa. The people, the resources, and now you want to tell me, after taking those people and murdering them and brutalizing them, you for some reason have come to the conclusion that you do not want to render them equal. Well, I'm telling you right now, your economy is going to fail, and it is failing, as we can see, right? Many people are struggling, right? Not just African Americans. And the only time you actually see white people joining forces with black people is when they need something, when they're going through something. There's no white person from the bottom of their heart who just wakes up one day and says, I want to join forces with the black man, right? The system has already decided that we are not granted that privilege that most races have been found. But it's okay. Listen, we're not little boys. I'm trying to tell you, us black people were strong, right? Let us grant ourselves that privilege. Let us teach ourselves the importance of business. Let us read up on intelligence and work on our education so that one day we could even fund our own educational institutions, okay? Our own private educational institutions where we can teach black people about history, about their roots, help them find their purpose, right? And this is the solution that I propose, because at this point we're only going to keep spiraling into a racial crisis. For as long as you're in denial that there is a problem, there will forever remain a problem. And this is the issue we run into, that we have these so-called black leaders, right? These puppets who are controlled by strings, by white America, who work for the American white man, who work for the American white dollar. And ultimately their goal is to tear down the reputation of their blackness in order to gain a sense of white identity. These people are the ones who are telling you the lie. Whenever you hear them say everything is going well in the black community, it's not. It's not. We still struggle with employment. We still struggle and when I say we, I mean our people as a collective, because whatever you do to my people, you're doing it to me. So that struggle still persists. That struggle has not gone. We are unfortunately still, despite all of these social dynamics, we still find ourselves just completely ruined, completely oblivious to the reality of what's going on in America, which is that we have been handed literally tokens. We have been handed breadcrumbs. We have not been handed the fruits of our labor, okay? I keep telling you, granting somebody the rights to be a human being is not a privilege. That is by nature something that should not have been taken away in the first place. And this is what white people know, and secretly and even psychologically till this day, they work on every front to try and take away the black man's humanity. They demean the black man on the media. They demean the black man wherever he goes. They have no interest in elevating the black community. Do you know how many successful black people there are who make it into top universities, who make it into top positions, who truly have a sense of leadership in their position? You never hear about them. You only hear about the ones who the media is concerned about, the puppets, the controlled ones, the musicians, the ballers, those who fall into the stereotype. And this is no disrespect to people who are in the system, right? Like, or let me not even be that disrespectful. This is no disrespect to anybody who feels that, you know, their role is limited. I know everybody working, as long as you identify as a black person, I know that's all you need to do, right? It will take some serious time before we instill this doctrine into our children and into our people, that eventually we need to really get a grasp and a firm grip on the reality of what faces us till this present day. So this is what you need to realize, and once you realize it, you will actually find yourself being really better off not relying on white people to pay you, not relying on what you see in the media to control your perspective or your point of view, right? You will really understand how important it is to just gain a sense of adequate knowledge, of adequate information, of really learning how to fight for what's going on. And I think part of the reason we're afraid to fight is because we're afraid to be punished. But I'm telling you right now, you have already been punished, right? You're black, you were born in a life sentence in America. They've already made up their mind about you. It doesn't matter what you do to your voice. It doesn't matter what you do to your image, your character. You could even get a doctor's degree. You're still a black person, all right? And America has held you black, completely tied to being black through history. You're not changing that. It doesn't matter what you do. So you've already been punished. You've already been punished as long as America has given you that label of black, where once upon a time you weren't even rendered a full human being, okay? So this isn't me telling you to go out there and form a fight and a rebellion. I just want to wake you up to the truth, to the reality of what's going on. And I don't believe this situation can get any better by us simply accepting these token smiles, or these temporary moments of gratitude when a white person sees you, smiles in your face, and expects you to kind of just buy that smile to erase all the years of history and oppression that they have caused our people, all of the health problems that surprisingly, despite them providing no solution for, they still feel the need to kind of keep us trapped in those chains and in those roots. This is what we face, and this is the sad reality. This is the really unfortunate reality, that we live in a society that preaches integration, or at least proposes integration with quote unquotes, but psychologically and statistically practices separation. You will never understand how important it is to have your role ruined by the color of your skin. All right, that is probably the most inhumane crime to humanity. Matter of fact, as I've said, the animals don't even think like that. So you got to understand the position you put yourself in. When you understand your importance and your worth, I feel like things will shift for you. All right, and you will understand that you have rights to do the same things that white people have done, right? Whenever a white person does you wrong, don't just take it with a smile, right? And they have been doing us wrong. Don't tell me they haven't been doing us wrong. They discriminate against us till this day, all right? There are many reports of black people facing racial abuse and discrimination within the school systems. And white people are unaware of this. Why are they unaware of this? Because instead of focusing on those people who are trying to bring forward a positive cause, they are bringing forward the wrong people to lead our communities. And furthermore, if you think about it, like I mentioned, of all the black people you know who have good qualifications, who have made good standpoints, who are your social media platforms promoting? Who are your TV shows promoting? Who is the media promoting? And you all you see are just these kind of brainwashed, controlled, quote unquote celebrities or influencers who take a contract and, like I said, that token of appreciation in order to just receive even a tiny bit of acknowledgement from America. And it will never work. It won't actually bring forward a positive change, because you will eventually realize that your time and your ability to rise is within your hands. All right, the more you just wait one day for something to get better, for your family to earn sufficient income to make up for the years of oppression that you have experienced, right? That will never come unless you put the initiative forward. All right, and that's the only thing you need to come to realize, that it really does lie in your hands. And eventually, once you come to that realization, I feel like you will certainly be equipped to deal with some of the circumstances and the situations that we face today. And this is what I try my best to bring people to truly realize, that there's a apparent shift in mindset, in mentality, where you can see that black people are finally coming to the realization and to the ultimate degree of thinking, where they are using critical analysis, going as far as posting their stories online, going as far as actually combating the system, right? And this is what we need. This is how we got our rights in the first place. And I'm telling you, if we just stayed in bed all day and didn't even take initiative towards fixing the situation, we would not be where we are. And it's not just you're helping. There are many, and I repeat, many young black people who are in need of your help. And the only way you are going to understand that is if you truly do your research and you understand some of the present problems that are facing us today. I'm going to say this straight up, and I don't like pointing the finger, but anybody who disrupts the black community that's concerning for me. We need to erase or kind of remove the privilege of some of these leaders who call themselves black, because all they're doing is using the political label black for their gain, for their opportunity to be seen in the media as the puppets they are, as the controlled minority they are, when in reality us black people are very, very dominant in several parts of the world. And it is not just America where we find ourselves in this situation. We find ourselves dominant and very prevalent in many parts of the world. In Africa, all right, even in the Caribbean, where we have large black populations. And I'm telling you, what worked for them will work for us. And it's a sense of identity, it's a sense of culture, a sense of community, something that these so-called black leaders do not promote, something that they do not even consider is important for us. And this is what we seriously need to come to the realization of, that eventually we will bring ourselves to a stronger political system, a stronger social system, a stronger economic system. And once all of that is done, I feel like life will truly get to the point where we are finally able to gain a firm grasp and a thorough understanding on what's important and how to really tackle this problem appropriately without feeling that we're being compromised of what we can say, of what we can do, and what we can believe, right? If you're a country and if you're a quote-unquote civilization that promotes equality and freedom, then you need to give the black man the freedom of voice, the freedom of choice, without threatening anything against him, based off of what he has said, in order to protect himself and protect his humanity. especially when America is unaware of the circumstances that face black people till this day. And this is the only person, or the only group of people, should I say, that will advocate that this change will work. Those people who actually have experience within the black masses, okay, and the white masses too, because at the end of the day, I just like to see everybody well, and there's no hate being preached in what I say. Rather, I just notice that us black people, the margin between us and the other groups in America is substantial. Okay, and I said it: financially, economically, socially, just even educationally. We do not have that same privilege that has been supposedly given to the other groups who have been able to figure it out. And you cannot blame us because at the end of the day, we have only been going based off of what we have been taught. Okay, and no other group has been able to kind of focus more and alleviate the problem to the extent that we have been able to kind of get ourselves out of. I'm trying to tell you that it's our initiative that brings forward the change, and it's only through our initiative that things will change and that things will get substantially better. Okay, and through that method, things will be marginal